Hey everybody, this is the Mind Games project. It is the big project that's going to wrap up our whole unit. And so this is going to be a long video with lots of instructions, but we'll go over it in class as well. So for this project, notice that there are these two different sheets here. Don't worry, you are going to receive paper copies of things, but everything that you're going to receive is also on here. You can see, whew, it's big. And so if you lose yours or if you need another copy, you can always print another one here. I've also included some examples. So if you look at these examples, when you just kind of look at them, you're like, whoa, I thought I was just like drawing a picture of somebody's face. And that's not what we're doing. These are abstract pictures, and you're going to see there's lots of different concepts from the story that you're going to include within this big old head right here. I also have the full text PDF linked here. You're going to need it because you're going to be finding text evidence. You're going to be finding quotes. There's lots of different things that are going to go into this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this open because I'm going to walk through it today. And again, we will be talking about this in class. So this project is called Mind Games because we are looking inside your character's head. This is not a physical portrait that you're going to draw. It's more abstract because we're looking at actual characterization, how your character is thinking throughout the story, how they develop, how the other characters affect them, what are their goals, what are their highs, what are their lows. So we're going to look at lots of different things. So if you notice here, I have the different things that your portrait has to include. And it says references to the character's stable personality and changes throughout. So I want you to think, are they a static or dynamic character? We are going to focus on Charlie, and Charlie is very dynamic throughout the story. That's the whole point of the story, is he changes really rapidly throughout the story. So your portrait is going to reflect all different stages of Charlie's growth. You are going to include a visual, so a graphic, an image, a picture for all the elements below, as well as a written explanation in your own words and text evidence. You do have to do the writing portion in complete sentences. And so there is a lot that goes with this project. Just making sure you know that off the bat. You are also going to include your character's 3 most important lines. There is not a right or wrong answer for this. You've got to provide those quotes, and you've got to be able to explain why you chose them. So if you can defend it, then you're probably good to go. You're going to use parenthetical documentation for that and the information for how to do that. You know, we've done that throughout this unit, but it's that author's last name and the page number. So specific things that you need to consider when you are creating mind games. The very first thing says motivations and values. I want you to think about what's the most important goal that your character has. And you know what Charlie's goal is. It's the whole reason that he has his surgery. So what drives his thoughts and actions? Why does he do what he does? So you're going to find a way to illustrate what his main objective or goal is in the story. The next one says virtues and vices. So what are your character's admirable qualities? And what are your character's worst qualities? At different points in the story, our character has different admirable and negative qualities. You know, the smarter he gets, the more negative a lot of his qualities are. And so you can think about that. Find a way to visualize those. Color. Color is used as a symbol in all different things. You are going to get a piece of paper that has some of those examples. You know, a lot of the time white symbolizes peace and purity. Purple symbolizes royalty. Red symbolizes passion or anger. And so there's lots of different symbolic meanings for different colors, and you should be able to reference your color sheet for that. So what colors are you going to associate the most with your character after you study what those symbolic meanings are, and why do you associate it? So you're going to incorporate those colors into your picture, and you'll explain that. Conflicts. With whom does your character struggle? Our character has external struggle and internal struggles. So a lot of the struggle that Charlie deals with is internal. And so you can definitely talk about that as well. Mirror, mirror. How does your character appear to themselves? And how does your character appeal to other people? Um, think about on the surface and inside. Does our character see himself the same way that other people see him? And you'll be able to illustrate that. Think about what it shows you about your character. Symbols. Are there any specific symbols in the story that you can associate with your character's personality? And in Flowers for Algernon, there are a couple of obvious ones that you can incorporate in here, or you could be a little bit more creative here as well. Changes. How does your character change throughout the story? Well, that should be really easy for Charlie because he changes in so many ways. And so you're going to find a way to visualize that change as well. Peaks and valleys means like, what are your character's highs and lows? What are the best points that they have in the story, and what are the worst points that they have throughout the story? You can think about events, think about interactions with other characters, think about mental anguish that they are in, drastic changes in their lives that are going to highlight those peaks and valleys. All right, so the next part is the written part. And so basically this is where you need to explain what you drew, why you drew it, and how it fits into the category. You're also going to include text evidence that helps to explain your motivation behind what you chose. So if you notice that you have a writing portion for all of the different elements that you have to include. And then lastly, you have those quotes. So on your face, you're going to incorporate 3 different quotes that you feel like are your character's most important things that he says throughout. So give me that quote and then give me an explanation for why it's his most important quote. And then last but not least, you've got your face. Oops. Oh, goodness. You've got the face that you're going to do the actual drawing on. If I can get it to come up. There you go. And this is where you are going to make all of those drawings, write all your quotes, and all that good stuff. So hopefully that should help you understand these examples down here at the bottom. These are examples from Anne Frank, and so they do not go hand in hand with Flowers for Algernon, but they're just kind of a visual so that you can see that it does not have to end up looking like an actual face. It can be really creative how you incorporate everything. This is something that you're going to turn in on paper. This is due for you at the end of the week. So you have the entire week to work on it. However, you don't have the weekend. This is going to be due for you on Friday. Okay? If you have any questions, please let your teacher know. It's going to be really important that you use your class time wisely on this. Come in for Cub Academy, come in for tutoring. Any of that will really help you out. You also are probably going to need to work on this at home if you want to get everything finished in time. So if you have any questions, please let your teacher know. And I think that this is a really fun project. I think that you'll enjoy it, and I'm excited about seeing what you come up with. Bye.